What up, y'all? This is your boy, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo, and you're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio for Wednesday, May 27th, 2015, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook or on Twitter, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, or on Twitter at The Enter Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Walgreens has joined the growing list of advertisers that have pulled the plug on TLC's 19 Kids and Counting. This comes after Tuesday as two additional advertisers vowed to remove their spots from the scandal-plagued show following reports that one of its stars has been accused of molesting underage girls, including some of his sisters. Both Choice Hotels and Payless Shoes Source announced on Twitter that they will no longer advertise on the show following 19 Kids star Josh Dugard's admission last week that he acted inexcusably as a teenager. The defections follow food giant General Mills, who announced last week that they had pulled 19 Kids from its advertising schedule. Choice responded to a Twitter user on Monday morning who asked the company to pull its ads from the show. "Thank you for reaching out. We share your concerns, and we have decided to remove our advertising from the show." Payless, meanwhile, says that its ads had run on 19 Kids as part of a, quote, larger buy with the cable station, but the shoe retailer said, quote, it's taking steps to have them removed from future episodes. On Friday, TLC yanked the show from its schedule, saying that it was, quote, deeply saddened and troubled by this heartbreaking situation, and our thoughts and prayers are with the family and victims during this difficult time. Dugard admitted to acting inexcusably on Thursday following reports that Dugard had been accused of child molestation. Dugard told People in a statement, 12 years ago as a young teenager I acted inexcusably, for which I am extremely sorry and deeply regret. I hurt others, including my family and close friends. I confessed this to my parents, who took several steps to help me address the situation. We spoke with the authorities where I confessed my wrongdoing, and my parents arranged for me and those affected by my actions to receive counseling. I understood that if I continued down this wrong road that I would end up ruining my life. As a result of the scandal, Dugard has also resigned from his position at the Family Research Council. Dugard has served as an executive director of FRC Action, the right-leaning council's legislative affiliate. Social media continues to be the biggest nemesis for David Ayer's Suicide Squad. A year after a scene between Jared Leto's Joker and Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn leaked online thanks to curious spectators taking smartphone photos and videos, another major exciting sequence has been revealed. Another warning, proceed at your own risk, but new video shots by an Instagram user near the Toronto production shows the same purple sports car the Joker was driving when he confronted Quinn being chased by another familiar vehicle, the Batmobile. This will come as no surprise to excited fans who have been closely following the Warner Bros. Production, where Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne was already spotted filming. Suicide Squad, which hits theaters 4 months after Affleck's Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice, hits theaters in March next year, following a group of supervillains who are trusted by a top secret government agency to execute dangerous black op missions in exchange for clemency. Legend of Conan, the follow-up to early Arnold Schwarzenegger's vehicle Conan the Barbarian, will bring back at least 3 characters from the original film, writer and producer Chris Morgan has revealed. While Schwarzenegger is already confirmed for the film, there is no word yet on who the other returning characters might be. Perhaps it will be Subutai, Conan's archer companion from the original film played by Jerry Lopez, or even Thusla Doom, the evil sorcerer played by James Earl Jones. Morgan also said the film will take us into Conan's life 30 years after the events of the original. He said in an interview with the Schwarzenegger fan site, our tone is a logical extension of the characters established in the 82 film, but 30 years later. He also added, when we meet him again, Conan has been many things over the course of his life. A thief, a warrior, a pirate, a king, a legend, and is now an older man. Morgan continued, think Unforgiven with a sword-wielding barbarian. Conan the Barbarian was released in 1982 and helped launch Schwarzenegger as one of the biggest action stars on the planet. The film was based on the pulp novels by Robert E. Howard. John Milius directed and co-wrote the screenplay with Oliver Stone. Dino De Laurentiis served as executive producer. Legend of Conan is currently set up at Universal Pictures with Morgan and Friedrich Malberg producing. It does not have yet an official release date. Parks and Recreation star Rashida Jones took a strong stance Tuesday evening on Comedy Central's nightly show against a Cannes Film Festival rule that required women to wear high heels on the red carpet, calling it, quote, a snobbery thing and sexist. Overseas at the French Film Fest, women wearing flats were turned away from walking the Cannes carpet, including a woman who practically had an amputated foot. Larry Wilmore informed his 11:30 p.m. crowd. The comedian and former Daily Show contributor then took the controversy to his nightly show panel, which included the Parks and Recreation star. Jones began, it's part of a larger problem, which is heels are at the worst. Mainly it's men designing them and setting these rules. She also added, if they make a rule where then that I have to wear heels on the red carpet, then I'm making a rule that I'm going to wear flats. It's a snobbery thing. It's sexist. Nightly Show contributors Mike Yard and Holly Walker round out the panel. Neil Patrick Harris, Michael Bublé, Piers Morgan, and Marlon Wayans are set to serve as guest judges on NBC's America's Got Talent this summer, joining full-timers Howard Stern, Heidi Klum, Mel B, and Howie Mandel to help whittle the acts down to 36. The 4-week-long Judge Cuts will premiere on July 14th from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and will lead into the live Radio City Music Hall performance shows beginning August 11th from 8 to 10 p.m. The guest judges who will join the regular panel one at a time for a week apiece will also be able to use the golden buzzer for their favorite acts, sending them to Radio City Music Hall without any consolation from the America's Got Talent judges. Morgan is perhaps best known to American audiences as being a former judge on America's Got Talent before hosting his own CNN talk show, which was canceled last year. The only competition show open to all ages and all talents, America's Got Talent, is hosted by Nick Cannon. Last season, magician and Rhode Island native Matt Franco won. Franco who will be headlining a show at the Lynx Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas starting in August, was the first trickster to top the competition and is set to star in 2 NBC primetime specials this summer. The Got Talent format, co-owned by Cisco Entertainment and Fremantle Media, holds the Guinness World Records title for the most successful TV format in history, having been commissioned in 66 territories worldwide. America's Got Talent also airs in 193 countries around the globe and has been the #1 U.S. summer reality show in the past decade. The Daily Show's Jon Stewart confronted U.S. Senator Rand Paul about seemingly contradictory stance the Republican Party has on personal freedoms when the 2016 presidential candidate stopped by on Tuesday. Stewart noted that some of the same people who were opposed to a mosaic being built in downtown New York City following 9/11 now support companies calling themselves Christian businesses that refuse to service to homosexuals, citing religious freedom. Paul said, there's something that we need to separate out. For example, when they told me that they were going to build a mosaic at 9/11 World Trade Center site, I was horrified and thought that was a terrible thing, but I'm not for a law to prevent them. The Kentucky senator then added, if you want to march down the street and you're a part of the Ku Klux Klan, I'm horrified by that and I object to it, but the First Amendment is about the right to be despicable. Stewart asked Paul, what is a Christian business? The answer that he gave, they don't serve Democrats, make pro-choice T-shirts, or agree with Satan's social programs. Stewart joked, Social Security is the devil. The Comedy Central show host also noted a disconnect on the notion of the big government and said that the party tries to protect from government overreach. To protect liberty, I believe they call it. They have signs, he said. In an area of surveillance, however, Stewart says that Republicans seem very willing to allow the government with what appears to be very little insight to get what they want. Paul asked, you didn't see the other sign that they have? We don't like big government until we do like big government. 11 entertainers made Forbes' 2015 list of the world's most powerful women, with Oprah Winfrey leading the pack at number 12. The television titan is the year's top-ranking billionaire with a net worth of $3 billion. Trailing behind is Beyoncé at number 21, while Condé Nast artist-director Anna Weintraub ranked the highest in the media sector at number 28. Forbes says its rankings released Tuesday are based on money, media momentum, spheres of influence, and impact. Daytime host Ellen DeGeneres came in at number 50, and Modern Family actress Sofia Vergara came in number 57, representing television stars. Among the celebrity role models singled out for their humanitarian efforts are Angelina Jolie at number 54 and Shakira at number 81. In the category of businesswomen who run billion-dollar media entities, NBC Universal Cable chief Bonnie Hammer came in at number 52. Universal Picture Chairman Donna Langley took the 58 spot, and Fox Television Group Chair Dana Walden was number 74. At 25 years old, Taylor Swift was the youngest member on the list at number 64. For some time, we've seen signs that top music performers feel on the spot with Spotify, worried that they are losing out financially as the industry shifts to a more streaming-centric business model. Amid last year's disclosure of a previous now expired licensing deal between Spotify and Sony gives them even more ammunition. As reported by The Verge, the contract included a, quote, most favored nation clause, allowing for Sony to amend the terms with Spotify if other labels negotiated better deals. As International Artists Association President Paul Pacifico said in a statement, labels are only required to fulfill the duty to the artist laid out in the contracts that they sign, and that contract is subjected to the negotiation between two parties, which vastly mismatch bargaining power. The streaming deal guarantees an upside for Sony, but not necessarily for artists who may not even be aware that labels are profiting from renegotiated deal terms. After the music industry's rough ride post-Napster, you think this would be a time for artists and labels to get along. According to the International Federation of the Phonographic Industry, revenue from subscription services rose to 39% in 2014 to $1.6 billion. The problem is that growth seems to be coming at the expense of digital downloads. The IFPI notes that streaming revenues have overtaken download revenues in at least 37 countries and now represent 23% of total digital media sales. That helps explain why Taylor Swift pulled her music off Spotify last fall. She wanted to ensure that fans kept buying her songs on more lucrative outlets like iTunes. It also explains the March launch of Jay-Z's streaming service Tidal, which was billed as a more artist-oriented platform. A wild card in the battle between the labels and artists may be the total number of people who choose to pay monthly for music streaming, which the IFPI currently estimates to be 41 million. But with Spotify's recent decision to offer videos to its free users, the service seems to be hedging on video-driven and revenue in case it can't convert enough users to the paid version of its site to make a subscription revenue model viable. As former Universal Music executive Larry Kinswell revealed in a recent interview, the main purpose of Spotify's free service is to convert users to paying subscribers. That's how everyone makes money, including the music labels. Netflix has renewed Grace and Frankie for a second season. Series co-creator and executive producer Marta Kaufman confirmed at a Netflix event held at the Pacific Design Center in Los Angeles. Kaufman said at an awards season for your consideration panel, "It is so awesome to do a show on Netflix because 2.5 weeks after we launched, Miley Cyrus does a tweet about your show and they call and say we'd like to do a season 2. So yes, there is a season 2. We have Tez Sarandis, Netflix Chief Content Officer, and Miley to thank. Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin star as Grace and Frankie, respectively, who learned their husbands, played by Martin Sheen and Sam Waterston, are gay and leaving the women for each other. The series also stars Brooklyn Decker, Ethan Embry, Baron Vaughn, and June Diane Raphael. Grace and Frankie is produced by Skydance Television for Netflix. Executive producers for the series are Kaufman, Howard Morris, Paul Weinstein, David Ellison, Dana Goldberg, Marcy Ross, as well as Fonda and Tomlin. The sexual assault allegations against legendary comedian Bill Cosby for one woman in particular has led to serious changes in Nevada. Governor Brian Sandoval will sign a bill into law Tuesday afternoon to extend the statute of limitations for criminal prosecution of rape. Lise Lubin, who has accused the Cosby star of drugging her in 1989 when she visited his Hilton hotel suite in Las Vegas at the age of 23, testified in support of the new law and has asked Nevada Assembly member Irene Bustamante Adams to introduce AB 212 earlier this year. The state previously law required that the sexual assault in question have occurred within 4 years to qualify for prosecution, but the new law will allow incidents as old as 20 years to be prosecuted. Lublin was lobbying for Nevada lawmakers to remove the statute of limitations for rape and sexual assault entirely. Lublin said her modeling agency connected her with Cosby and invite her back to his hotel room for what he describes as an audition. He allegedly asked her to act and offered an alcoholic drink to calm her nerves. She said, "I told him I did not drink, but he insisted, so I drank it. I trusted him because of who he was and how well he was respected around the world. My next memory was waking up at home, and for me it felt like several days had passed." Lubin continued, "I am furious and I've decided to fight for my rights and the rights of every man, woman, and child who have been victims of sexual crime. I have contacted every senator and assembly person from the state of Nevada, and I will continue to rally every victim of sexual assault, every rape crisis center, and every supporter who believes in the right to have an offender tried in the court of law." Today, over 30 women have come forward with similar allegations against Cosby. In April, 3 more women detailed sexual assault claims in the office of attorney Gloria Aldred, who is also representing Lublin. Both Aldred and Lublin will speak at a press conference at 3 p.m. Pacific time next Tuesday, along with Adams and Linda Kilpatrick, another woman who claims Cosby sexually assaulted her in Nevada. Christoph St. John's, who's best known to soap opera fans as Niles Winters on The Young and the Restless, has filed a lawsuit against the owner of a mental health facility, claiming that his son Julian died as a result of widespread and pervasive negligence on the facility's parts. The lawsuit filed by St. John and his ex-wife Mia claims that the November suicide of Julian would have been prevented had staff members at La Casa Mental Health Rehabilitation Center in Long Beach, California acted, quote, with even the slightest regard for Julian's safety. The claim is filed against La Casa's parent company, Telcare Corporation. According to the complaint, Julian, who had suffered from schizophrenia, was supposed to be on suicide watch at the time of his death and was supposed to have been checked on every 15 minutes. But that staff hadn't checked on the 24-year-old for nearly an hour before he was found in the bathroom of the facility with a bag over his head. The actor said to E.T. in an interview on Tuesday, the lawsuit is to shed light on the inefficiency and the incompetence that happens in mental hospital nationwide. We have a bad healthcare system. People should never die in the hospital for lack of care. The lawsuit also raises questions about when the facility called 911. According to St. John's, the facility claimed to have called 911 a minute after Julian was found, but that emergency responders' records show that they hadn't been contacted by the facility until nearly half an hour after that. The facility is also accused of falsifying documents to cover up its alleged negligence, including multiple false reports making it seem that Julian had been checked on more often than he actually was on the day of his death. Alleging negligence, negligent supervision, negligent retention, and wrongful death suit, the lawsuit seeks unspecific damages. A spokesperson for Telcare has not yet responded for comment. Robert Rodriguez has signed on to rewrite and direct the live-action Johnny Quest movie for Warner Bros. An individual familiar with the project has told The Wrap. Dan Lin, who's producing Suicide Squad of Lin Pictures, and Adrian Askarek, who produced Hitman Agent 47 of Prime Universe, are producing the family-friendly adventure about the boy hero. Rodriguez and Terry Rossio will rewrite the screenplay, the most recent draft of which was written by Dan Mazzeo. The Johnny Quest movie will pair the young hero with the bodyguard. Zac Efron and Dwayne Johnson were previously eyed to star when Pete Segal was in line to direct. The film will be based on the popular Hanna-Barbera animated series created by Doug Widely in the mid-1960s. Warner Brothers executive Andy Fischel and Nick Manvin-Curvey will oversee the project for the studio. And finally, the Minnesota Miracle Man does it again. Emilio Estevez brought Gordon Bombay out of retirement Monday to help the Anaheim Ducks win their Stanley Cup playoff game against the Chicago Blackhawks. Recalling the youth hockey coach he played in Disney's 1992 film The Mighty Ducks and subsequently sequels, Estevez tweeted out plenty of support for the NHL team, saying things like, "Go get 'em tonight, Ducks," at Anaheim Ducks, #Gordon Bombay. Estevez also posted several other throwbacks to his role, tweeting "quack, quack, quack," and calling in for the fictional Ducks' trademark flying V maneuver. While Estevez was not in attendance at the game, if he had been, we would think it would be going on something like this. Ducks 2, Blackhawks 0. Ducks fly together. Another tweet. In the first period, Ducks 3, Hawks zippity doo. Well played, gents. Come on, Ducks, regroup, bring it home. You could do it. Ducks 4, Hawks 2. Quack, quack, quack. Cray at Honda Center tonight. Overtime. Yes, it's time for the Flying V. Let's go, Ducks. One final tweet with suck it, Win City windbags. Ducks win, Ducks win, Ducks win. And that is your entertainment report for Wednesday, May 27, 2015. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. I'll be back tomorrow to deliver some of the major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook or on Twitter, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo. That's RAYMELO. Or on Twitter @The Enter Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Good night, and God bless you all. Bye.